not home. I guess we should have all abandoned ship so we couldn't have gotten a ticket.
So we pulled our anchor, moved 30 yards back, and reset it. Now, I'm a big supporter of our armed forces, but I just don't think that it's right using them as meter maids. And I honestly think that for tax-paying citizens, a warning would have been more appropriate than a $325 ticket. Well, enough about that. But if you're around Fleming Key, keep an eye out for those dotted lines and stay on the other side of them. There are quite a few boats sitting in there that I assume will get tickets as well, but we didn't see them give anyone else a ticket but us. Now, when anchoring in Key West, obviously you have the mooring field. Then you've got the anchorage on the west side of Fleming Key. Watch those lines. And then you've got Tank and Wisteria, and then all the way up the Frankfurt Bank, which has a little bit more of the local flair, but they don't bite. Going into the mooring field, stay in the channel, weave around the boats that are anchored in there, stay right in the middle of the channel until you clear the north side of Fleming Key. There's a channel that runs down next to Fleming Key right into the mooring field. It's first come, first serve, just like most mooring fields, but you don't pay for it in downtown Key West. You pay for it in Garrison Bight at the city marina. There's a dinghy dock, and then the city marina is just to your right after you come out of the dinghy dock. Now, it can get rough in here, anything from north to east, and it can chop up pretty good into about 2 to 4 foot waves in there. Our favorite is the marina there at Galleon, but that's another episode. So if you're in a dinghy or center console or anything that is shorter than 17 feet, you can cut through Fleming Cut. Now, Fleming Cut goes into the mooring field, or if you're coming out of the mooring field, you can go directly around the corner to Garrison Bight. Now, here's a few shots that show you how the mooring field is set up. It's not too tight. There's boats in 60 to 80 foot range here, and there's still plenty of room, but there are quite a few vessels in here. And as we were cruising through the mooring field, this steel hull boat here caught my eye. So I decided to take some closer look at it, and the captain offered to let us come aboard. Steve?
Yeah. Hey.
I'm Scott.
I'll give you a card here.
Unfortunately, due to our audio difficulties, we're not able to hear Steve's story of how he built this boat and sailed it all the way down here from up north. I mean, he built everything right down even to the mast.
There's a big stateroom back there.
Wow, look at this.
I got a lot more building to do in here, but yeah, there's a whole boat back there.
You're saying you're not good at carpentry? Look at all this woodwork you had to do.
You know, but almost every square corner is crooked.
Well, we're not.
You got all the curves and all the angles and everything. It all come out great.
Right. Who's going to come down here with a protractor?
Exactly. It just pissed me off.
Wow. Oh, and you foamed it in?
The whole boat's foamed. All the way down, but
wow.
Putting half below the water line.
I guess with steel, you kind of would have to get any kind of heating or cooling. Or...
It's not that much. Well, my deck was gray, and you would be cooking in here.
Oh,
now that it's white, I mean, you can't even stand on the deck in the middle of the day when it's gray. The white you can. It's 20-degree difference.
Right.
But it's the sound.
Oh, is that why you did
A steel boat.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
With the waves hitting the side of it, it's like being inside of a 55-gallon drum.
This reminds me of the CSYs. The way the step down.
Okay. Yeah, I could have went all the way down, but that's a long ladder well. I kind of want to separate it, but leave it open.
Right.
So, but I got both tables that collapse down if I have to reverse, and I don't want that many people on my boat.
Right.
But, I mean, this is, someday I'll get a stove put in here.
So basically what I'm saying is that every captain or every boat builder has a story, and Steve had a really neat story. I really wish our microphone would have been working better, but we wish all the best to him and the two Lynn, and we wish him calm seas and following winds. So as we prepare to put a little space back on board, we hook her in, crank her up for the last time, I might add. We get ready to head to Stock Island for a little R&R with the boys who were driving down to see us. Now with Stock Island Marine all booked up, we decided to try a new place called Ocean's Edge. The entrance is fairly straightforward, follow the signs, and it carries a mean depth of about 12 feet all the way to the docks. Ocean's Edge is most definitely a resort, and a fairly new one at that. There's plenty of room here, and I love these concrete floating docks. Today we're at Ocean's Edge Marina. This place is a resort. It's really, really nice. I think they have something like 8 pools here. It's a really nice facility. The folks that work here are really genuinely nice. The marina, to hold a boat like ours, you're only available on the T-heads, and they were booked up, so they were nice enough to put us here at the fuel dock, and they've got great fuel prices. We went ahead and topped off. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of time to stay here because our weather window is closing to get back to Lauderdale and outrun these 10-foot seas. Ocean's Edge looked like it just stepped out of a travel brochure. The place is immaculate. So much to do, so much to see, wish we had more time. So making it quick, walking up to the porch through these massive oak doors and straight into reception. The attention to detail in here is immaculate. Let's go have a look at the restaurant. There's an open air restaurant here, and believe it or not, that's a Starbucks. This place is real easy. 5 stars across the board.
Well, so much for March Madness. It is St. Patrick's Day, and we have planned to go hang out on Duval and spend some family time with the kiddos. Quinn drove down yesterday after no sleep, and got there about 8. Got to us about 8:30 or 9. We hung out with him until about midnight or 2. Maybe 1, I don't know. And then we woke up this morning and we had weather fastly moving in, so in order to not have 10-foot seas on our beating into 10-foot seas on the way home, we are leaving today. Ours is glass. We're going to try to hit the Gulf Stream and get as far north as we can. So, best laid plans. One thing I have learned in this business is you can't control the weather. So we made a little pit stop on the way home. Just 2 of us. We stopped at
Lou Key.
Highly recommended.
Do some diving.
By some friends.
See if we can see some live groupers.
And there apparently is a good day for today.
Lou Key is a beautiful reef. It's lying in about 15 to 18 feet of water and has got plenty of marine life, as you can see. But what I'm looking for, or at least what I think I'm looking for until I actually come face to face with one, is a Goliath grouper. We saw them over at the other boats there, but apparently we didn't have their food of choice. But after leaving Lou Key, heading out into the Gulf Stream, we ran into these guys. One of the largest pods of bottlenose dolphins that I've seen in the Keys. If I had to guess, there had to be between 80 and 100 individuals here. Has anyone seen more than this in the Keys? Leave me a comment below. I don't know about you guys, but I could hang with these majestic creatures all day long. It's a big pod. They've broken up, but they are traveling together, but they break up into little sections and then they all come back into one big group. And you see their tail slapping? That's the way they communicate with each other, their position.
I heard them. They are so majestic. closest one is 20 yards away.
So I had Holly put the boat in gear, stuck my head in the water, dove down about 8 to 10 feet, hung out there, and along they came. They had to come see what this crazy animal was doing in the water, floundering about.
Oh, here comes one.
But as quickly as they came over to us, they left. But we were sure happy for the visit. Now on to Lauderdale.
5 o'clock in the morning. And Navionics says, whoa, we're at 1 foot seas. I am begging to differ.
We're actually in about 4 feet here, and the reason for that is we are losing our breakwater. If you look right here, you can see where the reef starts to taper down to nothing. And that's when all the waves are coming in from the sea, and they're actually coming in at different angles now. So it makes for a kind of uncomfortable ride.
What the hell is that?
Anyone know what type of boat that is?
It's beyond bizarre. 24 hours later, we are cruising back into home port. That was a rough night, but we're here. We're in one piece.
Don't forget to join us next week as we return to the beautiful turquoise waters of the Bahamas. We spot Vagabond again, and we get an interesting perspective from a charter guest.